Hey guys, welcome to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing a step-by-step guide of everything you need to do to study in the UK. So this is January, so I'm going to be sharing what you need to do in January, what you need to do in February, what you need to do in each of the months to be able to study in the UK in September, which is autumn term. So some universities resume in September, some resume in October, and very few universities resume in November. So yes, if you know anybody that's going to be studying in UK, or if you're going to be studying in UK, whether it is undergraduate studies or postgraduate studies, this video is for you. So I have my phone in my hand, so I'm going to be reading all the things I believe. I studied in the UK and I work in a UK university. So trust me when I say I'm going to be sharing all the things I believe you should do so that your journey to studying in the UK will be very seamless. If you do all the things I'm going to share in this video, then you will not have any challenges, you will not have any deadline issues, you will not be running helter-skelter at the time minute, because you will get all your steps in place, you will do the things that you're supposed to do in each of the months. Let's get right into this video. First thing is you need to know where to start. How do you begin? I've got a lot of DMs on Instagram, on TikTok. Oh, I want to study in the UK. Where should I start? If you come into my DM and ask that kind of question, where do you want me to start? Where do you want me to start? Because there's a whole lot to it, but I'm going to simplify it, okay? The first thing you need to do is research. Research. Now, I know that it might be late for you to start your research now in January, but if you have not started, don't worry, you are still on track. Ideally, you should start researching. If you want to study abroad next year, you should start researching the previous year. For instance, you want to study in 2025, you should start your research in 2024. That is also because some universities' application deadline do close before that year. So for instance, if you want to study at Cambridge in 2025, in autumn 2025, Cambridge application might come out around October 2024, October, November, December, and early January, the application might be closed. That's what you need to have in mind. But assuming that you're starting in January. If you're starting in January to do your research because you want to study in September of the same year, it's a bit late, but it's not something you cannot save yourself from, okay? There are other schools that you can, try. And also, even if you're watching this video and you're watching this video, say autumn 2025, and you want to start studying autumn 2026, that's the perfect time. It's like a 1 year, and you can also start doing the research as early as possible, because the earlier, the better. So in doing your research, you need to identify your course of choice. Which course do you want to study? Different schools might have the same courses but with similar names. Look at the modules that the university offers. For instance, you want to study computer engineering, you might see that in University A it is called Computer Engineering and System Informatics. In School B, it could be called Computer and Systems Engineering, but it's the same course, because majority of, if you check the features, you check the modules, check the courses under it, then you see that it's almost the same. So just have a general idea of what specialty do you want to study, and don't have a fixed name in mind. Be flexible, just know the content of the course and then use keywords to find it. And I think the website that you can use to really have a general search of, maybe you use a course name to search and all the universities that offer these courses will come out. It's called UCAS. So if you go to ucas.com, you're going to be able to do a course search, and all the universities that offer the same course or similar courses will pop up. So that's where you should start. And after you identify the course, you need to assess your finances and identify funding sources. So you've identified the course. Oh, University A, B, C, D offer this course. Now you need to assess your finances. How much do you have? How much can you afford to spend? Because it is not just a tuition fee. You have to think about your cost of living. You have to think about the accommodation fee. You have to think about transportation and every other thing that, is going to make your life easy as a student. So when you identify the course, assess your finances and also your funding sources. Where are you going to get funding from? Do you have money stacked up somewhere? Are your parents going to fund it? Are you going to be saving up to fund your studies? Are you going to get a student loan? assess your finances and identify your funding sources. The earlier, the better. Next thing is you need to obtain all previous academic certificates. Say you want to study an undergraduate course in the UK, you need to go and obtain your, secondary school certificates. I know that it's very possible that you may have had it before now. Immediately you graduate from secondary school, you should have it. But there are some people that do not have it. There are some people that maybe just graduated with statement of results and they're off they go. So you need, if you're going for undergraduate studies, you need your secondary school certificates, and you probably don't need your primary school certificate. So you need your secondary school certificate. If you're going for a postgraduate studies, you need your secondary school certificate. That's your WAEC certificate, and WAEC or NECO or GCE, depending on the one you wrote. Then you need your degree certificate. You need your degree certificate. So this is especially for people who have not done convocation yet. If you study in a Nigerian university, you may finish school, do your clearance, go for NYC before even doing your convocation. That's your graduation ceremony. And if you don't do it's at the graduation ceremony, which is called convocation, that's where you get your certificate, right? So if you haven't done your convocation, find a way to get your certificate before then. However, some universities will allow you to submit your statement of results, and then before you resume, you provide your certificate, as long as they know that you have passed your previous academic studies and you qualify, because your statement of results and your transcript will show if you qualify to be admitted into this UK university. So even if you do not have your certificate at the time of application, they expect that before you resume or before they give you an unconditional offer, you would have that certificate. Next thing is, so you need to research schools, their tuition fees and payment structure. So I already talked about how to research schools, and if you start with researching your courses on UCAS website, you see the schools that offer the courses, then you check how much do they charge, what is their tuition, and then apart from how identifying their tuition, what is their payment structure. I know that TCI University before now, they used to have up to 6 payment installments, which meant that you could start school and then split your tuition fees into 6 different payments, which was very convenient, especially for students, immigrants, students, foreigners who were actually funding themselves. Okay, so but I know that has been reviewed, because I heard some people were abusing it. But different universities have different payment structures, so different payment installments. So you look at that and pick the one that you think will be convenient for you. There are some universities that insist that you pay at least 50% of your tuition before you start, but others do not insist. And there are some that you probably have to pay all your tuition. So look at that, go to their websites. All this information will be on the website. So the next thing you need to do is identify your referees. I have a friend or a younger colleague who is going to be studying abroad this year, and she's having issues with her referees. She's telling me that, her referee is somebody that she has been speaking to since it's time to provide the reference, and the person is saying, I'm not available. It's either you wait for me to return or you've picked somebody else, and the deadline is just around the corner. So what you need to do is identify your referees, and identify more referees than you actually require. For instance, if you want to apply to like 2 or 3 or 4 universities, you don't need to use the same referees for all of them. You don't want to, stress your referee. You don't want to strain them or stretch their resources. Most universities would need 1 academic reference, 1 professional reference, but if you don't have a professional experience, they will need 2 professional references, which means that applying to 2 or 3 universities, you don't have to get all your references from 1 person. So say you need 2 references, you can speak to 4 referees so that you can swap, pick from here. If this person is not around, the other person will definitely be around, to avoid last minute disappointments. Okay, so that's it with the research. By January of the year, you should have done all of this. Okay, so let's say that you didn't do any of this, you still have time. So make sure you finish this, do all of this in January. Otherwise, it will just be too late. Otherwise, just start looking at the next year. Because especially for UK, they do their things on time. When application is closed, it's closed. They just do their things on time. You have to make sure that you are ready for the journey, okay? And you have to start well. What is worth doing is worth doing well. So you have to start well so that you can end well. Now, we are now in February. You've identified your school, you've identified your course, you know how much they are charging, you know the tuition installment, and you are now in February. Now that you have researched, you need to prepare. You need to narrow down on your preferred universities, the course of choice, and if you're eligible. So for instance, you identified courses in January. Oh, this university is offering this course. I really want it. This university is offering nursing and I want to study nursing. However, you need to go to the university, each of those universities' website and check the eligibility requirements. Say you have a diploma or HND, you graduated from a polytechnic, and you go to 5 university websites, and 2 of those websites say they only need results from universities and they do not take higher diplomas. You have to automatically eliminate that university because you are not eligible to apply. Except you want to apply and just waste your time or your resources, I would not recommend that. When it has to do with university applications, if you do not meet the eligibility requirement, do not even waste your time because you'll be wasting your resources. In February, you have narrowed down on your university and the courses and ensured that you're ready to apply. The ones that you're going to be applying for, you meet the eligibility requirement. You're going to research scholarships and funding opportunities. Okay, you know, in January you're assessing your finances, you're assessing financial fundings. So, am I going to get scholarship? Am I going to get a student loan? Now you need to identify, if I'm going to get scholarship, what scholarships am I going to apply for? If I'm going to get student loan, what firm are going to offer me these loans? You need to do that in February, and then you need to obtain all your applicable eligibility requirements. So whatever stopping you from meeting the eligibility requirement, for instance, if the university says they want English language test and in January you didn't write it, but you know that you can write it, all you need to do is in February, make sure you register and write the test. If they want IELTS, you register and write it. If they want GMAT, you register and write it. So like IELTS, GMAT, GRE, etc. You need to apply and obtain student copy transcripts of your previous academic qualifications. I know that we've not gotten to application stage, but this is the time to start applying for your academic transcripts, because it will shock you how long Nigerian universities take to send transcripts of academic, people's academic degrees, people's previous academic experiences. In the UK, immediately I graduated, my transcript was in my email. It was in my student portal. All I needed to do is just go there and download. They even gave me a link and said, if anybody needs a transcript, share this link with them. I don't even want to drag Nigerian universities into this because today is not the day. But I have heard series of stories. People have suffered because they wanted to apply for transcripts. It's either they are on strike, or the person that is supposed to give the transcript is not available, or they have not compiled it, or they are taking a lot of time to do it. So you need to start on time, my people. So you apply and get your transcript, and then you need to draft your personal statement or statement of purpose. I have done a video on this channel about how to write your personal statement. That's how I wrote my personal statement that got me into like 6 UK universities. I got admission into like 6 UK universities. I shared the format of how I wrote my personal statement. Also, if you go to UCAS's website, you will see they have a format of how to write your personal statement as a guide. So use these resources. Make sure you start drafting your personal statement in February. Okay, now let's go to March. So get ready to apply. You've gotten all your eligibility requirements, all your documents, all your certificates. In March, you're going to gather necessary documents, academic transcripts, recommendation letters, your language test course, academic certificates. So in February, you were preparing together, you were writing those exams that you need, you were applying to get your certificates. In March, you've gotten them. We assume that you have gotten everything and you are ready to apply. You've gotten your recommendation letters, you have gotten them from your referees, or you have sent them a draft to review, so that because some universities would, when you are applying to some universities, those universities would want you to upload reference letters on the application websites. Other universities would want to send a link to your referees to actually ask them questions directly and for them to answer those questions. I remember I was applying, I don't remember what university I was applying to, and they needed my referee to fill the reference form online, and I had to send a current student of my alma mater to go and support, because my referee was my previous lecturer. Obviously, I had to ensure that that was done. So you need to get your reference letters ready, and you need to finalize your personal statement. That statement that you started drafting in January, you need to finalize it ASAP. Okay. Like I said, I have a video on this channel that talked about how to write your personal statement, a winning personal statement, the one that cannot be resisted. I don't think any school rejected my application. No. They all gave me admission. It was money I was just looking for. So you need to begin creating your online application account for each university. For you to submit a UK university application, you need to create an account online. Now, a lot of people ask me, oh, Kuskus, I don't know how to apply. I've done a video on this channel where I showed how to apply to a UK university. I actually made an application and I was recording and I was showing you guys how to make an application to a UK university. There are two options. It's either you go and apply through UCAS website or you go to the university website directly. If you're applying for undergraduate studies, go to ucas.com to make that application. Open an account, make that application. If you're applying for postgraduate, the best bet is for you to just go to the university website and make the application. So start by creating your account, identifying the course that you want to apply for, initiate your account, create that account, and get ready to apply. Contact your referees requesting reference letters. So I don't tell you, tell them deadlines. Most times our referees are willing to help, but if you don't give them enough notice, then you might be in trouble. Make sure that in March you are letting your referee know when you need this reference letter and the way it is going to come. Do they need a letter with a letterhead? Do they need your referee to send and to respond to an online application form with an official email? You need to take note of those details and make it work. Now let's go to April. By April, you're submitting your applications. You're applying to preferred universities before each of the deadlines. You're applying for available funding, scholarships. Let me tell you, if you needed scholarships, most scholarships would also need you to apply on time. But around April, March, most scholarships are still open, especially scholarships that are offered by universities will still be open, because most times if universities offer scholarships, they will want you to apply for the scholarship when you are applying for admission. So that's still a good time to identify scholarships. If you check this channel, I have a playlist about scholarships, so you check the different available scholarships and watch a video, see which ones you qualify for to apply. You're tracking your application updates and you're obtaining and forwarding your outstanding documents to the school. So you submit your application, and if anything was outstanding when you submitted your application, you try to obtain it and forward it, okay? Because you are submitting your application February, March, April. In June, in fact, in April, June, universities I think I'm skipping May. In May, April, June, universities are already considering those applications and they are sending out offers. So if by the time you submit your application, if you are submitting your application February, April, you need to ensure all your documents are correct, because you don't want them to review your application and see missing details. Okay? If the detail is not as significant, if it is like a language test, or if it is something, or your passport that you do not have yet, they will review your application and they'll give you a conditional offer. But you need to make sure that you provide those documents on time, okay? Now let's move to May. In May, you're getting ready for your offers and post-offer steps, because the offers will start coming in May. By this time in May is when current students are writing exams on campus, lecturers are reviewing exams, are marking scripts, so activities are at a peak. So admissions offices, that's when they are reviewing applications, that's when they are sending out offers, because the people are going to graduate in summer, and by autumn they need new students, so they're going to be reviewing those applications, they're going to be giving you guys offers. So you're going to be awaiting your offers of admission in May. You're going to apply for university accommodation or external housing. So when you submit your application, you will see that universities will start sending you links to apply for accommodation. If you do not want to stay, in fact, I usually advise you, even if you don't want to live in university accommodation, still apply for it. You don't pay to apply for it. It is only when they offer you and they want you to accept, that's when you pay a deposit. So say you don't even want to stay in a university accommodation, it is not bad for you to apply. So apply for those university accommodation, or start looking for external housing as well. There are websites that I've already shared on this channel where you'll find external housing if you don't want to live on in a university accommodation. We have websites like Amber Student is always linked in the description box in this video. Amber Student, if you don't want to live in a university website, go to Amber Student website, go to Right Move, go to Spare Room, and all of that. Now you're going to apply and get your international passport if you don't already have. You're going to meet all your university offer conditions, because they are going to give you a conditional offer, and they will tell you in a conditional offer, they will tell you these are the outstanding steps you need to meet so that we can now give you unconditional offer. Okay, so you're going to start building your proof of funds, start building your proof of funds account, because you need a proof of funds to apply for your visa. Some universities demand that you build your proof of funds first, and then you show them your account details, your bank statement, before they give you a confirmation of acceptance of studies, which is CAS. We're going to get there. So, but for now, you have to start building your proof of funds, especially if you are not expecting to get a scholarship. Your proof of funds entail your tuition fees, your cost of living. Okay, your tuition fees, I've already explained it. When you want to submit your proof of funds, you have to show that you have enough money for your tuition fee and for your living expenses up to 9 months, okay? At least 9 months of your living expenses. And say you're going for a PhD and you have dependents, you need to also show proof of funds for your dependents, okay? Because it's only people that are going for PhD now in the UK that can travel with dependents. This is June. We need to confirm offers and obtain confirmation of acceptance of studies. So accept your preferred university conditional offer of admission. When universities give you an offer, they will ask you to accept the offer, and then they will give you a deadline to accept the offer. If by that deadline you do not go to the website and click accept, they will assume that you do not want the offer and they'll offer it to somebody else. So you need to accept the offer. I usually tell people, even if you do not want to go to this university, but you applied to them and you're expecting an offer from your own preferred university, but you've gotten an offer from this other university, accept it first, because the conditional offer. Accept it first. Then when you now have your offer from a preferred university, you can go and decline. It is only when you make a deposit to a university that you might not want to decline, because if you decline an offer, you may not get back your deposit. But at the initial stage, accept the offer, okay? Collect it and put in your pocket. A bird at hand is better than 100 in the bush. You get what I mean? Exactly. So accept the offer, pay the required deposit to secure your place, complete your proof of funds, apply for confirmation of acceptance of studies, obtain your CAS, book an appointment for tuberculosis test. So let me break it down. When you accept your conditional offer, after a while, your university would send you I think you need to pay deposit before they give you an unconditional offer. Now, a lot of people who apply for scholarships will say, oh, Kuskus, they want me to pay deposit. My scholarship is not yet out. My scholarship application is not yet out. What should I do? If you're going to be self-funded, pay the deposit. If you are expecting a scholarship, email the university, send them your scholarship application, let them know that you are accepted, you want to study at the university, you've accepted your offer, this is your application for scholarship, and you are expecting the outcome of your application. This is when the outcome of the scholarship application will be out. And as soon as you get your scholarship, you're going to let them know. That way, the school might be keen to give you an unconditional offer of admission. For instance, because I'm a Chevening scholar, I studied with a fully funded scholarship in the UK. When it was time for me to accept my offer, that's what I did. I sent them my Chevening application. I told them I made it to the interview stage, which means there's likelihood that I will get the scholarship. And the scholarship actually needs me to present an unconditional offer of admission before they actually give me the scholarship. I showed them all the proof. So that motivated them to give me an offer, hoping and believing in me that I will get the scholarship. And also some universities, when you present an application for a reputable scholarship, they want to give you the admission because they love scholarship students. Scholarship students are scholars. Scholarship recipients are intelligent, smart, and they bring good reputation to the university. So they usually like people like that. And then when you accept the offer, you apply for, you pay the deposit, or you show them evidence and prove why you don't have the deposit to pay because you're waiting for scholarship outcome. Then they would, after you accept your offer, they would after you pay your deposit, they will give you unconditional offer of admission. If you've not written your IELTS, they'll ask you to write your IELTS. If you've not met your other requirements. They'll ask you to meet the requirements. Once you meet those requirements, they will give you your unconditional offer of admission. Then they'll give you a form to apply to fill. All of this is happening on the university website too. They'll give you a form to fill so that you can apply for your confirmation of acceptance of studies. Confirmation of acceptance of studies is a number, an identity number that the university will give you so that you can use to apply for your visa. If they do not give you your CAS, you cannot apply for your visa. Some universities will want to see your proof of funds before you apply for your visa, before they give you the CAS. So proof of funds, they want to see that you've had enough money in your account for up to 28 days, and then you can show them that this is the bank details or bank statement that you want to use to apply for your visa. They will confirm that the amount of money in there is complete and adequate, and then they will issue you your confirmation of acceptance of studies. Some universities don't want to see your proof of funds. They just give you your confirmation of acceptance of studies. Once they give you your CAS, you can book an appointment for your tuberculosis test. So you confirm and accept your accommodation offers, because they're also going to issue offers in July. In July is summer. That's July, they are just marking time for you to come. They are ready for you. They've processed offers. They've issued unconditional offers. They are now issuing accommodation offers. They are like, we are ready for you. Where are you guys? Come on, we're ready for you now. So when they give you an offer of accommodation, you can decide if you want to accept or not, depending on how much it is. They'll tell you how much it is. They'll tell you how much deposit they want you to make. And then they would give you the offer and ask you to accept. So if you're accepting, you'll probably have to pay the deposit. But if you don't want to stay in a student accommodation, you can decline. That's fine. And then that is when you start researching airlines and flight options. Hey, this is the best part. I like this part. I like this part. Are you going to use British Airways, Qatar Airways, Emirates, Air Peace? Which one you want to use? Which one you want to use? I have a video on the channel where I showed how to travel from Abuja. I traveled from Abuja to UK. I used Turkish Airlines, so I stopped over at Turkey, and then I came to the UK. Just in case you are worried about, oh, I don't know what the border control will be like, I don't know what to expect, watch that video. And I'm going to link all these relevant videos in the description box so that you can just go straight to those videos and watch it and learn. And then I even have a video of how to pack. Hey, let's go there. So that's July. You are researching airlines now because you have your offer at hand. You've submitted your visa application. You have your accommodation options. Now you are just going to be packing your bags, shopping, packing your bags and telling people, I'm going to be gone. Hey, UK, here I come. UK bound. That's what you're going to be saying. So this is August, okay? You are preparing for departure. Book your flight and ensure you confirm transit visa requirements for connecting flights. Say you book a connecting flight to a Schengen country. You need to ask yourself, say you book a connecting flight from Nigeria to Netherlands, from Netherlands to the UK. Ask yourself, does Netherlands require me to have a transit visa to transit through Netherlands? Go to their website and ask. Especially if you don't know, ask the airline. Okay, make sure you email the airline, call their customer care, make sure you confirm so that you will not be stranded. Because if you go through a country and you don't have a transit visa and you're meant to have, they won't let you board the next flight. That's the problem. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, so you book your flight, you pack and arrange your luggages into 23 kg each for checked-in bags. I have a video where I showed how to pack and what kind of bags to use to pack in order to avoid immigration problems. Go and watch those videos. Your checked-in bags has to be 23 kg each. Otherwise, you're going to pay for overweight or excess luggage. So if you want to pay for excess luggage, pay for the third 23 kg bag. Don't go and pay for overweight because sometimes it does not make sense. The money is too much. Some airlines will charge you extra luggage fees in dollars, others will charge you in naira, but then it's a lot of money. And also, if you want to pay for an extra 23 kg bag, I would recommend you go and pay on the website before your flight time, before the day you want to fly, because that way it's always cheaper. It's always more expensive when you're paying for your excess luggage at the airport. I have experienced it, and it is not funny, my people. In fact, in the video that I showed how to pack, I also showed what you should pack, because there are some things that you cannot put in your checked-in bag. There are some things you cannot put in your hand luggage. So watch that video. We're almost there. We are preparing to get to the UK now. So you're going to attend any pre-departure orientation organized by the university or embassy. So for instance, of course, universities have their, representatives across different countries. And for instance, if you're even a scholarship beneficiary, like if you're a Chevening scholar, you're like me, that I was a Chevening scholar, they did pre-departure events for us where we went to the UK Embassy, High Commission, and then they debriefed us of what we should expect in the UK, wished us well and all of that. This is also the time to visit family and friends, because you're going to miss them. Give them hugs, kisses, because you're going to miss them. You're going to miss them. They're going to miss you. You're going to be talking on the phone going forward. So you have to go say farewell, say goodbye, kisses, take those pictures. And September, there you have it. Oh, we are almost here. What are we doing? We are almost here in the UK. You have your visa now. September, your visa is out, because student visa, standard visa application takes about 21 working days. And if you pay for priority, it's 5 days. Come on, 5 working days. If you pay for super priority, it's literally like 2 working days. So depending on the service you used, you're going to get your visa decision. I hope that all of you, your visa is granted, because I've showed you how to apply for the visa the right way. You don't have an excuse not to apply your visa the right way. So once you make the application in the right way, you're definitely going to get your visa. And of course, September, begin your program. Arrive in the UK and settle in at your accommodation. Ask your university if they have airport shuttle so that they might pick you up. But if you have a friend here, they can come to the airport to pick you up. Or I don't advise using the train from the airport, because you have luggage there, except you have one hand luggage and one carry-on luggage. No, hand luggage and carry-on luggage is the same thing. Except you have one checked-in bag and one carry-on luggage, which means you can roll your box and put your backpack on the back, and then you can hop on the train. Otherwise, don't do it, my dear. Don't do it. Use a cab, use a taxi, and then if you have someone that is coming to help, that's even better. Or you can even use National Express bus from the airport to your university location. That's even better. They have spaces under the bus where they can, put your bags very nicely and drive you safe to your destination. I also have a video on the channel where I said how to book airport taxis and everything. God, I have everything on this channel. One-stop shop, this channel. Make sure you share, make sure you like this video, make sure you drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Is this helpful? What else do you need? Is it what you want? Is it useful? Are you going to share? Are you going to drop a comment? Are you going to like? Are you going to tell YouTube to show this video to everybody that needs to study in the UK because this video is useful? You decide, okay? So we're in September, you've arrived in the UK, you've settled in your accommodation, you're visiting your campus, university campus to enroll for your program, you're collecting your student ID, you're attending induction, you're selecting your courses and modules, you're attending classes, seminars, and networking events. Always go for those networking events, because that's where you're going to make friends that are going to last you the rest of your life, okay? And then you're enjoying your time as a student. Look at you now. You are now a student in the UK. Come on. Anyways, guys, that's it. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know. And if you need help with your application, you can drop me a DM. There's always a link in the description box to book a consultation with me. If you want me to review your visa application, I can do that. It's a paid consultation. Please note that visa applications are very dicey. University applications are very dicey. They are based on individual circumstances, so there are no guarantees. But I could show you the ropes. I can show you, I can review your application if you want me to, as long as you pay me very well. Anyways, thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I hope you like it. Share it with other people. And this is the time for you to watch the video on how to apply to a UK university. I'm going to link it in the end screen so that you click and watch. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.